Hey, I'm Randy, and I'm the Cheap Audio Man. Here at the Cheap Audio Man, we don't feel like audio equipment, headphone amps, headphones, jacks, turntables, receivers, amplifiers, speakers, cables, power conditioners should cost as much as health insurance. So that if you have to have a transplant, um, then you won't be in debilitating debt for the rest of your life. And these don't. What is it? All right, hold on. I'm going to try to get this right. There we go. It's the drop THX AAA One and the SMSL M200 DAC. Grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and let's talk about the drop THX AAA One and the SMSL M200 DAC. So you may have noticed our studio is a little bit different. When I say studio, I mean either my office or a hotel room. We're on the road, and I forgot my mic that I usually put into the camera. So we're having to do it a little bit differently, but that's okay. We're still going to do it. Okay. So today's sponsor is Charlie's Hotel Amenities. Let's see if that goes up. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. They also have this stuff. Okay. So when you want to kind of wash your hair and condition it or have a cup of coffee, uh, go to Charlie's. Everything's smaller. Um, everything's a lot smaller than what it is at home. I'm sure it's all picking up on the microphone. We don't want that. So today we're talking about headphone amplifier first and foremost. Talking about the hold on there we go THX AAA One. It's a THX amplified headphone amplifier. Yeah, see, there it is right there. There's a little headphone jack. It's got three gain settings, volume knob, preamp, preamp mode, or headphone amp mode. Oh, sure, this is annoying. All right, then we have the SMSL. Hold on, let's get some light up. There we go. Look at that. SMSL M200. It's a DAC that uses an AKM 4497. Uh, I think they call it the flagship chip. Look at that. It's got balanced outputs. It's got RCA outputs. It's got, it's got an optical in. And it's got a full size USB in. And guess what? That antenna means it's got Bluetooth. I have Bluetooth. I have Bluetooth. Not only does it have Bluetooth, it has LDAC Bluetooth and aptX HD and AAC and SBC, of course. All right. So why are we doing these together? Well, the THX amp is only an amp. So you can't really plug anything into it unless you run like a 3.5 millimeter RCA out of your computer or anything else into it. And that's going to sound like probably not very good because you don't have a great DAC. But guess what? We got the M200 here, and it's pretty good DAC. Actually, it's pretty great. I like it. Okay, so let's talk about some specs. For the THX headphone amp, first of all, THX, I don't know if you know anything about THX, but basically, it's kind of the cleanest. Well, I think that's debatable. It's one of the cleanest amp topologies or methodologies or engineering methodologies, whatever you want to say. One of the best, and when I say best, I mean like lowest noise floor. Okay, headphone amp technologies you can get. Okay, there's some other folks out there that are doing stuff that have similar specifications, but I think everybody would agree that THX headphone amps are pretty awesome when it comes to noise floor. Okay, when it comes to like signal to noise ratio and things like that. Okay, so for the signal to noise ratio, it's 140.2 dB, and that zero point 0.2 dB is really important. Uh, it's a lot. All right, so you have a lot of signal to a lot of noise. Okay, so the output power, and it's single-ended because it only has a single-ended, 1.5 watts at 16 ohm. Okay, it goes up to 2.7 watts at 32 ohm, and then 280 milliwatts at 300 ohm. Okay, what I tested this headphone amp with was, let's see, Oztex. Oztex. There we go. T40 RP. It's 50 ohms. It's like 93 dB. It's notoriously hard to drive. Okay. Those headphones like a lot of power. Tested them with these. These are the Meze 99s. Yeah, in walnut and gold. It's quite pretty. And then I also tested these with the, all right, hold on, the Shure IE300. Some IEMs that you can't really see. Just watch it back and forth. And when I snap my fingers, you're going to wake up and everything's going to feel better. All right, so here's a cool thing. Because you have three different gain settings, and the lowest gain setting actually kind of cuts the power by 75%. So it's like 0.25% power. And then you set it to middle and it's like 0. And then you set it to the third or the highest and it's plus 12 dB. Okay. Point being is you can run anything you want off of these, whether it's super sensitive IEMs or it's hard to drive Fostic P40 RP headphones. Okay. So how does it sound? It's very, very neutral. No coloration that I've heard. I compared this to a SMSL THX amp. I can't remember the model number. Okay. But it's basically the SMSL M200's roommate. Same form factor. And that's a balanced input, all that good stuff. Okay. So the power rating on the SMSL, it's a little bit more powerful. Okay. Sound wise, they're the same. Okay. The thing I like about the THX amp is there's no bells and whistles. All right. It is what it is. Nice knob on the front. I'll show it. Nice knob on the front for volume. You have a power. You have a very light LED that's kind of hard to see at times, but it's either white or it's red. It's red when you're plugging and unplugging stuff because it's kind of like it's short for a second, but it goes in protect and then it comes out and it's white. And then you have three power, the gain settings, a volume knob, and the pre amp mode. All right, just a switch. Very nice, very clicky, very tactile. Yeah, I like it. It's old school. I like it. Okay. So it sounds good. All right. Yeah, it's got a like a 30-volt input. Yeah, it's a lot. And the wall wart's really small, which usually if you have 30 volts, it's bigger than that. It's awesome. It's cool. All right. It's $199. And see, that's the big value because THX, the other THX amps are more expensive. And they can be significantly more expensive. 70, $100, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna get back to that because the $200 price point is it's a good mark because you can do other stuff for the same amount of money if you bought another THX. Okay. You can't listen to your headphones unless you've got a source. So again, SMSL, M200, right? Whole bunch of Bluetoothage, whole bunch of DACage, whole bunch of digital music transformations. Okay. So on the SMSL M200, very similar in functionality to the M300. Both use the AK, what is that, AKM chip or AK4497 chip, EQ chip, okay, which is the flagship AK chip, okay? The factory had a fire, so they're limited on production. So if you want to get one, get one. They're supposed to be up and running by the end of April, okay? But there's these are in stock places, okay? Are they going to sell out? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, functionality wise, there is 6 different roll off settings for the DAC. So, and they call them like super slow, slow fast, whatever. There's not that much difference between them. Okay. Maybe a pitch, maybe a pitch difference, but for the most part, you're not going to be able to hear it. Or at least I can't hear it. You may be able to. Then there's 3 sound color modes. They don't tell you what the sound color mode is, but um, one is just kind of the number 3 is the one that I land on, and it's to me it sounds more analog, a little bit fuller mids, fuller lows. Okay, still detailed highs, but not maybe as detailed as some of the other settings, but that's the one I like personally. Okay. Also has DSD filters, so this handles DSD 32 up to like something ridiculous. Like this DAC's going to handle anything that's out there, and probably in the future. Okay, there's two DSD filters. All right, there's a volume bypass and DFI filter. Here's the weird thing. Like when I was playing around with those, when I was listening to PCM music, which is two-channel music, it changed the sound. Okay. So I don't know what's going on, but bear in mind, if you start messing with those DSD settings and you wouldn't think they would change the sound, they actually do change the sound. Okay. So if the THX AAA One by drop is neutral, it's going to take on the sound signature of whatever else is in the chain in front of it. Okay. So it takes on the sound signature of the SMSL M200. Cool thing about the SMSL M200 is because there is some flexibility with the sound, you can somewhat tailor it to what your taste is. Okay. Again, I think this is about 250 bucks. Kind of sounds like a lot, but if you consider you're getting an LDAC Bluetooth receiver in there, and those can run under $30, and then you're getting a balanced DAC, okay, it's actually a very good value. Okay, I think it's around the $250 area. Okay, so my opinion on this, very similar specifications to the M300, which I also own. It's also a balanced DAC, but it does not have LDAC Bluetooth. I like this one a lot more. To me, to my ears, this one sounds a lot more analog-ish. It doesn't seem as analytical, even when I'm using the same filters, the same settings, and things like that. Okay. So if I had to choose between the M300 and the M200, they both have balanced outs. I would choose the M200. I like it. I like the sound better. It has better Bluetooth, more functionality. Okay. It I kind of prefer Burr Brown and Saber DACs. And it's not because like, oh, that's just the chip and I love the chip. It's just that I've listened to of all the DACs I've listened to, it's always I always prefer the Burr Brown or the Saber DACs. Okay, so that's just me personally. This one is the kind of the first AK chip based DAC that I was like, ooh, I like this. Okay, so tons of functionality. I prefer it over some of the other DACs. LDAC Bluetooth, very good. Volume control, so it can be a preamp as well. So if you want to use a remote, because it comes with a remote, and you're like sitting 12 feet away with your really long headphone cord, control the volume up and down and change all the settings. Okay. So both great, both amazing products. Okay. So here's the cool thing. All right. Because this is $199 and the rest of them are like 270 or 300 or more, you can start to do some cool things with it. All right. One of the cool things is you can add this into the chain. What is this? This is the X Duo P602. It's a little Class A headphone amp. It has some tube buffers. And okay. The reason I like this combo, so you would go DAC into X Duo, and this is $99, into X Duo, then into THX. Okay. The reason I like that is not necessarily because of the sound. Sound signatures are kind of similar. It's because I feel like the X Duo gives you more of an open space, more holographic imaging, a greater sense of live-ish music, especially in closed back headphones. And that is even amplified by having open back. Okay. This doesn't measure all that great, right? There's distortion and other stuff, but I don't I don't particularly hear it, and even if I hear a buzz, or whatever, it doesn't particularly bother me because at the levels I listen to, it's fine. All right. So At $99 and $199, now you have a whole bunch more functionality than you would have if you bought just a $300 THX amp. Okay. As far as the power ratings go on the AAA one, it drove the Fostex, but I was able to max out the volume. Now it was loud. It wasn't deafeningly loud, but it was loud. It got them to a level that I was happy with, and it was a level that I wouldn't normally listen at. However, when you put this in the chain in between the DAC and the THX, you get a little bit more gain. Okay. So if you do that, you're only going to want to control volume on one of them. Okay. So what I normally do is maybe set this one at not quite 75%. That way we don't have to worry about clipping or anything, and then just control the volume here. Right, 'cause this isn't going to clip, right? You're getting clean power. You can max it out, no clipping. This will clip. Okay. So, yeah. So what I like about the THX AAA One by Drop is the price. You're getting all the technology, awesome specs, and you're getting it at a price lower than what the other ones are, which enables you, if you spend the same amount of money, to actually have more freedom. Not only that, but the X Duo. Let's see. Oh my goodness. 'Cause I have my screen up since I'm recording this on the computer, so I feel weird because I keep looking at myself. All right. So anyway, you have the tubes in here. Oh, there we go. All right. You have the tubes in here. There you go. Guess what? You can change them. You can change those out. We're not going to do that because I don't want to break it. Right. So you can change those out, which gives you even more functionality, right? Or you can hook a dark voice up to this in front of it. The point is, at $199, that opens up so many opportunities because now you can have the THX super clean, super perfect amplification. And then you can start putting things in front of it, and you're out less money than you would be if you just got the other one. Okay. So both products highly recommended. Okay. First AK DAC that I've just loved. Okay. I love it. Probably going to pick up one for myself personally. Okay. THX AAA One. I love it. Okay. X Duo MT602. I love that thing too. And it's a quite powerful little headphone amp on its own. You gotta be careful if you hook up IEMs to it. Okay. So with all that said, if you like what we're doing here, consider subscribing. We have a whole bunch of other videos. You can support the channel by signing up for our Patreon. When I say our, I mean mine, because editing and everything. We don't have interns yet. If you'd like to apply to be an intern, contact me. Just kidding, don't. So we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. All the affiliate links. So I will link both of these. I got this one from Apos. They sent it to me, Apos. So I'll link Apos's website. I got this from Drop. I'll link Drop's website. I'll link the MT602 as well. So all the links are affiliate links, right? If you click on the link and you purchase, I'll get a small commission. You can also sign up for Amazon HD Music for free. You get 3 months for free. I get a couple of dollars, okay? And then you can cancel it at any time if you want to try out like high-res music. My test tracks are also in the description. All the stuff that I listen to, all right? And then also the Satanic Panic test track is in there, okay? Sounds great, all right? Fostex can be a bit bright. The T40s can be. But this DAC going into here handled it great, okay? Yeah. With all that said, don't binge watch Netflix or Hulu or anything. Binge listen through your favorite headphones and your favorite headphone amp and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap One.